Today's guest is Faye Ng, a full-time immunology student at the University of Melbourne, a scholarship recipient and the creator behind Faye Films, one of the largest study and productivity channels on YouTube with 1.6 million subscribers and a global following across Instagram and TikTok.
I actually never thought of becoming a content creator or YouTuber because I felt like that was a dream that wasn't available to me. At first 4 years, which is basically 90% of my journey so far, it was so tough. I cannot even explain to you how tough life was because I've never actually revealed this before.
It's a lot of pressure, Faye.
Yeah.
Her videos aren't just good, they are really good. They look like they were made by a full production team. But for most of her YouTube career, she was doing every single thing herself. Scripting, filming, editing, thumbnails, strategy. All of it alone while carrying a full university course load. What does a typical week in the life look like for you?
Not a lot of sleep and many tears.
In the weekday, when you're working on that long form video around 9 or 10 p.m., what time do you end and actually go to sleep?
1, 2 a.m.?
You go to bed at 1 to 2 a.m. and then you wake up at 4 every day?
Yeah, 4 or 5, yeah.
So every day you're getting 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And when she hit 1 million subscribers, one of the biggest milestones that a YouTube creator can actually reach, she didn't even open the plaque for 9 months.
The problem with working so hard and not really taking a break is that you don't really stop to appreciate the work that you've done. So I didn't even open my plaque for 9 months.
I'm Erika Vieira I, YouTube strategist, who's worked with nearly 2,000 female business owners, creatives, and entrepreneurs over the last decade. This show is about real conversations on what it really takes to grow on YouTube. To learn more about working directly with me and access to my free live YouTube workshop, check out the description below. Ladies, class is in session. Let's talk to Faye. Hello, Faye. Welcome to the show.
Hi, so nice to meet you. I'm really excited.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you all the way from Malaysia. So I'm really excited for this conversation because you have 1.6 million subscribers and you've been building your YouTube channel alongside getting an immunology, it's hard to say that word, immunology degree. And one of the things that I noticed about your channel and why I wanted to bring you on is because your videos are beautiful. They're so cinematic. They're so artistic. And I would love to know, or you can share, how you've been able to create such incredible content alongside the demanding schedule of getting that kind of a degree.
A combination of different things, and I'm not gonna pretend that it was easy because I wanted to do well in both. So for my degree, I didn't want to just pass. I wanted to do really well and be a good role model to my followers because I knew that with a platform, I wanted to promote tertiary degree and tertiary education and inspire others from, smaller countries to dream big as well. And regarding cinematic videos, I think it's just a lot of passion. I grew up watching YouTubers. I think a lot of creators around my age can agree, and always wanting to improve. I remember listening to some advice I heard when I just started where you don't have to be perfect at the beginning, but as long as you improve one single thing in every video, that's enough and you will always improve. And so I don't know why, but that just stuck with me, and I've applied that ever since. With every single video until now, 6 years later, there's always something to improve on.
Yeah. I mean, especially with YouTube, right? It's like there's a lot to think about. The filming, the editing, the thumbnail design. And so when you first started, you were only 18, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you say you kind of improved every video at a time, how exactly did you learn?
So I was completely self-taught. I actually never wanted or thought of becoming a content creator or YouTuber because I felt like that was a dream that wasn't available to me. Even now, the word content creator is so foreign in my country. English is not even our first language, actually. So I was actually obsessed with algorithms, and I was a nerd. Ever since I was young, a child, I wanted to learn about everything and anything. And so at the time, I was obsessed with algorithms, especially since it was COVID. And so I had extra time, and I was really, really curious as to why certain creators would explode and others would stay stagnant, and why some would fall off, but some would stay relevant after 10 years. And I was just spending like 8 to 10 hours on that every single day. And it was just pure passion, but I never wanted to pick up a camera and actually do it myself. But then I was a daycare teacher, and we had to transition our classes from physical to online classes. And my kids were really missing me, and they still wanted to see me. And I thought, you know what? At that time, I also just received a camera as a gift. And I thought, all the stars aligned. Let me just try it out and test my theory. It was purely almost a school science project that went really well. I think my first video blew up at 5 months. Yeah.
Wow. And when you say it blew up, like, what did that look like?
So I was getting a few hundred views, and then I think one of my videos hit 100,000 views, and it was for a really specific niche. I was talking about how to score well in one subject for our our country's national exam in Malaysia. And so I expected like 1,000 people to see it, but it hit like 100,000 views, and my subscriber skyrocketed. I think from 3 to 5,000 subscribers to over 10,000. I got monetized in a month. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna pull up your channel so we can look at it. So this here was your first video. This is the one of
Mhm.
you working at the daycare, right? And this was the first one that you said it just blew up out of the gate.
No, if you scroll a little bit lower, it's the one where I talked about, I think, Bahasa Melayu. It's our, hold on, that one, the one in the middle at the bottom row. BM SPM tips. That one blew up. Then the rest blew up. This one, yeah.
Oh. So then the rest blew up after that. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And so this is the one. So this was one of your first videos, but at first it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks different than the videos that you have now. When you look back at these videos, what do you think about that girl there 5 years ago?
I never ever watch videos once I post them. I always move on to next. It's always go, go, go for me. But I love how much effort I put into my videos. Like, this was an 18-year-old girl with no tech. Like, this was like, it was the cockpit version of like a really expensive brand, and it was like a few hundred ringgit, the camera. I think it was like barely $100, $200. I didn't have a mic. I learned how to add those texts myself using my phone, because at that time, CapCut didn't exist. It was only iMovie, and Final Cut Pro was too expensive. I had no money, but I would still add all these arrows and sound effects, and I would type all these things out just purely because I wanted to help people study. And at the time, there was a content gap where not many people were making content in English at the time. And so in my
Mhm.
country, so I don't know, I just look back at these videos and I'm so surprised at the amount of effort I was putting in for no views, essentially.
Mm, yeah. And when you say effort, like how many hours did this, 9-minute video take you to create?
Oh my goodness. I think at least like 2 weeks of hours every single day. Again, I didn't have any help, and I would script it myself. I would plan out what I wanted to have on screen, and I was just so proud.
Wow. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing with YouTube is I mean, it takes time. It takes time to learn. And when you look at your videos now, I mean, like, it's night and day, really, because you didn't just, I feel like you didn't just like improve. Like this looks like a film.
Thank
It's like you've earned a master's in filming.
thank you. I'm really proud of my vlogs. This one I filmed on holiday because I'm actually on a break right now.
Really. Would this be something that you consider? Is this considered a vlog or no? This is more of like an advice video.
This is like more of like a straightforward, simple advice video because a few of my subscribers are having exams, so I wanted to post something quickly to help them. Yeah, I'm really proud of my cinematic like vlogs. Yeah.
Yeah. So the vlogs are, I watched one of them. I think your brother,
Yeah, if you scroll down a
where
little
is that
bit,
one? Your
it's
brother's
that
wedding.
one.
This one?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes, this one was so great. I watched this one And so something like this, how long did this take you to film?
So I realized that the longer you plan a video, the faster filming is. So I think this video took a few days to plan, and that's not even considering the week or 2 weeks I had spent ideating. But I planned exactly what I wanted to film at what time and, accommodating even little things like what if it rained, what kind of shots I would want to do differently. I actually spent more money booking the hotel room an extra day just in case the weather didn't cooperate. Luckily, like it did, so I never had to use the extra room, but little details like that never gets publicized. So yeah, all the scripts and everything, the shot list, everything has been planned. And then so filming was really quick. But a 4 a.m. video like this, I actually woke up at about 2 to 3 a.m.
Really? Because in the video, you are basically you're saying, "Hey, here's a day in my life. Today's my brother's wedding, but because I have a test, I'm getting up at 4 a.m. to study," which is, I think was really smart because your channel really is about kind of productivity and studying and how you're able to manage your time as a student. So you took something like a personal experience, which is your brother's wedding, but you combined it with what your audience likes to see from you, which is this productivity and kind of day in the life content.
Yes, you got it spot on. No, because I remember how I said that I was doing so much research before I started. And so something that I'm really good at noticing is patterns. And so before I started, when I got my camera, I spent a month looking at people in the niche that I wanted to join, which was studying and productivity. And I realized that people, including myself, like a viewer, I was looking at creators and watching them for the tips that they gave, but not necessarily them. And so I realized those that outlast trends and outlast, the typical lifespan of a channel are those that, we feel attracted to or bonded with, like their personality. And so I really spent a lot of time thinking about how I wanted to bond with my viewers, but at the same time remain helpful and engaging. And so I try to make my videos a hybrid of productivity and lifestyle so that you get the value without it being boring and we can still form a relationship. That's why if you notice my short form content, it's all lifestyle, nothing about studying.
Oh, and so the lifestyle is there to create that deeper connection and bond.
Yes.
I just want to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of this video, vidIQ. I get asked all the time as a YouTube strategist what tools I actually recommend, and vidIQ is one I genuinely use for myself and for my clients and my agency. It's one of my go-to tools for things like keyword research, testing thumbnails, and really understanding what's working behind the scenes on YouTube, especially when I'm doing that channel research. If you want to check it out, you can try it for just $1 using my link, vidiq.com/Erika Vieira. All right, back to the interview. One thing I think is interesting is that you shared with me before we started that you're going to be graduating this very soon. So a lot of your channel so far has been kind of about you being a student, like studying tips. So now that you're moving on from being a student, how do you see your channel progressing?
My channel has been existing for 6 years, and I heard that the average lifespan of a channel is about 3 to 4 years. And so every time I get nervous about this, I just remind myself that I've outlasted a cycle. I'm on my second one. And so I'm actually really, really excited for this change because if I'm growing up, my followers are also growing up. I call them my besties. And so
Mhm.
because as well, I've taken that decision to use short form as a way to bond with them. I'm not actually worried at all. And in fact, I'm really excited for this new change because at the end of the day, like I can always talk about studying because your education never leaves you. But I'm excited to move on to things like, adulting tips and living on your own and how to move abroad if you want to do it as well. And I actually started transitioning to more lifestyle, mature topics. And I remember the first video that I ever posted, like grocery shopping tips. I thought I was
Mhm.
gonna absolutely flop. Cause I was
Yeah.
like, who would want to watch like grocery shopping tips? My
Where
subscribers.
is that one, Faye? Is
It's
that,
in shorts.
oh, it's in shorts. Yeah, let's look at
Yeah.
some of your shorts. Okay, so
So
grocery shopping.
we scroll down, I think a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And it hit 1 million. It did so
Yeah.
well.
Let me see. It's not playing for some reason. Oh,
I think it lagged. It skipped to the top.
is this it or is this a different one?
Oh, this is a different one.
Morning routine. So your shorts though are not snippets from your long form videos. Like these are their own independent piece of work.
Yes. Against the
Okay.
advice of a lot of YouTube advisors. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think what you're doing is, yeah, where's the grocery shopping one?
It's like all the way like
Oh, it's like nowhere near here, huh?
10,
Um,
yeah. Uh,
I saw grocery
that
shopping.
one in the
This one right
trend.
here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It keeps skipping to the top.
There we
This
go.
one.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this.
Mhm.
How many shorts a week are you uploading?
About 2 to 3.
And they're all like this, like completely planned, a beginning, middle, and end, like its own piece of content.
Mhm.
And then how many long form videos?
So once every 2 weeks.
Ah, okay. So your long form is once every 2 weeks, and
Mhm.
you said 3 shorts a week.
Mhm.
So, and at this point, I know when you first started 6 years ago, you were doing everything yourself. Obviously,
Mhm.
you have 1.6 million subscribers. I'm assuming at this point you have some help with your channel.
Not really. No.
No, no,
No.
it's still all you?
No. Yeah.
It still
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me how you do it.
So I actually have help when it comes to like the business side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So taxes, accounting, things like that. But I have one, like my brother helps me like with
Mm-hmm.
all like my admin work,
Okay.
and he helps me cut out like when I stutter in my videos and stuff like that. But that's just a rough cut.
Yeah.
Everything else, filming B-roll, scripting, planning, filming, editing, like other than like just joining the audio, I've done it myself until today.
Wow. Okay. And so how long does it take you to do one of these shorts?
I would say planning takes a few hours, but again, like whenever I say planning, it doesn't take the time to sit and ideate. But I would say
Mm-hmm.
scripting takes like 2 hours, and then I have
Mm-hmm.
to plan when I actually go out because I have to get ready, and I have to plan how I want to film it because I love all the different angles. I love making it entertaining but also helpful. And then I'll usually spend a day or two filming one short form video because if it's not good, I will refilm it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
you will. Okay. And so has most of your channel grown because of your short form content? Or is it a combination with shorts and long form?
So, long form content is the reason why my engagement is really good, really
Mm,
high. This is
okay.
something that brands have told me.
Mm,
So, short form is the reason why I have so many new eyes on my channel after so many years. So,
mm-hmm.
short form I use to reach new audiences, and long form is what keeps them here. I can see from the metrics like short form and long form. Short form gets more views, but long form is where the subscribers, like the viewers, actually subscribe.
Are you seeing that a lot of the people that find you through shorts eventually watch the long form videos?
Yes, because for every long form video that I create about 2 to 3 independent short form content sort of related to it. And then I use that to promote the long form video. So, for example, the shorts that you have on screen right now,
Mm-hmm.
I filmed it as a promotion or as a snippet of my actual long form video, which you can see linked in the caption. And if you
Yes.
see the pinned comment, I tell them to go watch the long one if they enjoyed this short snippet.
And so you can actually see inside of your analytics from that long form video how many views are coming from this particular short.
Yeah, it's to the point where I don't even need to see it in my analytics because I see it in the comment section where people are like, "Oh my god, like luckily you reminded me," or "Oh my god, I saw your shorts, like I loved it. I wanted to see the whole thing," and I just think it's a really good strategy. Like for example, I think if you scroll up, you can see me make a video on like how to make chai or something like that. So it's sort of related because I made a trying an Indian study routine video and I wanted something related to it. So I'm like, what is something that they love? So I asked them, it's really community based. I asked them, I was like, what's your favorite food and drink? I created a whole Google form for this and they gave me all their family recipes and I used a day to try them out.
Wow.
And this shorts alone, like not even counting TikTok and Instagram, has 300,000 views. And you can just imagine like how many of them are funneled to the long form video.
Well, how many are? Do you know?
I don't know the specific number, but I mean, the fact that it's so closely related and all the comments are positive. So I post this a day before I uploaded it.
Okay. So this is really interesting. So you're planning out your long form video, but with every long form video, you're creating what you said, 2 shorts. Okay. But you're not taking snippets of that long form video. You're creating completely separate shorts.
Yes.
Yes. And okay, and like you said, I think you said a lot of YouTube advice are like, just take the snippets. But I think what you're doing is exactly, if you want to use shorts, that's exactly how you have to use shorts. Because I think most content, it's very difficult, I think, to create a really engaging short like that gets, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views from just a snippet.
Uh-huh.
And to really grow and to really see that volume of people from a short to a long form, I do believe you need to have a lot of views.
Uh-huh.
And in order to get a lot of views, you have to make really, really good shorts. And that is,
Yeah.
for a lot of people, is very difficult to do.
It is tiring.
Yeah.
It
But
is.
you've taken on that challenge.
Yeah. I love a challenge.
Yeah. So, okay. This is so, this is so great because you're like the first person I've actually interviewed that's doing this strategy and it's working really well for
Really?
you. Yeah. So here's what I see happen. When it comes to shorts, a lot of people are basically taking shorts that they're already creating on TikTok or Instagram and just throwing them onto YouTube, right? Or they're taking snippets of their long form videos and then throwing them as shorts, right? But this is an interesting strategy. So why don't you share with me kind of the planning of this from beginning to end? So I'm assuming then when you're planning, do you start with thinking about the long form piece of content first, and then you're like, okay, here are 2 shorts that'll go along with it? Or how do you come up with the plan for this?
So it always starts with the ideas that I have for the long form content,
Okay.
right? But the long form content, but that's not too hard because I always listen to my audience. Again, the beauty about starting social media or my YouTube channel when I had no interest in making it a career is that I had no pressure. I could
Mm-hmm.
make whatever content I wanted because I wasn't bound by, any rules. And so if you looked at my most popular videos and the videos I posted from many years ago, they were really weird. Like, it doesn't look weird now because so many people have recreated it, but no one was making videos like this, like how to study after school, how to study if you're addicted to K-pop, how to, like, all these wacky titles. At the time, no one was making it, but I didn't care because my audience wanted to see it and I wanted to make it and I had no pressure. And so
Yeah.
it always starts with these ideas that, I take and ask from my audience. I make it, and then I'm thinking to myself always, like, all right, so how do I make short form content that I would want to watch that is not low effort? Because I believe that people can tell when it's low effort. When I watch a channel, their short form content, and I see that everything has been repurposed, like I can tell, like 1 or 2 might go viral, but I don't think that the long term gain is there. And so
Mm-hmm.
even the little bit of effort that it takes to purpose your content is not even worth it to me. Like, I'll
Yeah.
rather spend more time and effort and have it translate into my content, and people will always notice that. People will always notice the love and attention and time it took for you to make that content, and the opposite is true. They know when, you didn't put any effort into it. And
Yeah.
so I always, yeah, so it's just, I ask my audience, I ideate the long form video title or content, and then from there, I think about what I would want to watch that is related to it.
Hmm. And so are you recreating something that you're doing inside of the long form video, or is it just completely different? It's just related to it.
So sometimes I would take one point. So for example, if
Mhm.
I'm giving 5 tips, I would give 1 point out, and I'd be like, if you want to know more, feel free to, go to the long form video. Or for example, for my Notion tutorial, I knew that it would get less views because it was just centered around one platform, one app, but it was so useful because I made a whole template on it. I spent 2 weeks. And so I just made a preview. I was like, hey, like these are all the features that I made. Here's how many people downloaded it. You know, if you want the full video tutorial, like go to my long form videos. So sometimes it's one point taken out of it. Sometimes it's a whole preview. Like even for my vlogs, sometimes I'll put cinematic music and I'll speak about the video as if it's third person, like a fan page. I'll be
Mm.
like, oh, you know, like this girl's video is like Disney Channel. And then they'll be like, oh my God, who is it? And then my subscribers will be like, oh, that's Faye. Go watch your
Oh,
videos. And then
wow,
they'll
that's
watch
cool.
it. Yeah. Or sometimes it's like something related. So for example, the Indian study routine, I was like,
Mhm.
they're gonna want me to try their recipes. And so
Yeah.
I did something related to it. So I guess it's three different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. When did you start doing this strategy with the shorts?
I actually started shorts really late. I think it was like 2 years after it was introduced.
Okay.
Like 1 or 2 years after. So I think I've only done shorts for 2 years, 3 years, maybe 2 years.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so since doing that, have your subscribers grown a lot, or what's the overall change you've seen from your channel?
To be honest, my channel has always grown.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say there's like an obvious dip or skyrocket. Like I've never been one of those YouTubers that earned like gained or 100,000 subscribers in a month. It's
Mhm.
always been like 10K to 30 or 40K. So I wouldn't say I've noticed a dip or a rise, but I would 100% say that it's the reason why my channel is still relevant
Uh,
and why my channel has not fallen off, because I can see my analytics, my views, like it has maintained over all these years because it keeps tipping and like the balance, like short form and
mhm.
long form like this.
Mm. So one of the things with shorts that I hear a lot of people say and what I've seen is that shorts can be good for getting a new audience. And I think it's really creative that the way that you're linking them. I think that's really smart because I don't always see it, the shorts translating into views into the long form. So I think the way you're doing it is really smart. However, most people say that where they make their money is the long form. So how are you monetizing your shorts?
So with my shorts, a lot of brands, they would do a package. So
Mhm.
they would say, hey, like in connection, how do you say it in English? Like with the long form integration or
Mhm.
dedicated sponsorship, they want an a short form sponsorship as well. But I
Mm.
actually told my manager, I said that I don't want too many short form like videos to be sponsored. It
Sponsored?
was a
Okay.
strategic decision because almost every single or actually every single long form video of mine is sponsored unless I specifically make it unsponsored, because my audience is super supportive and they understand that the money I'm earning is being pumped back into my education, so they're more
Yeah.
than happy. But because of that, I want to also show my gratitude and make content for them that is
It's not.
completely 100% genuine. And so with my short form content, maybe one or two would be sponsored every 2 months, but I cap it at
Mm.
that.
That's interesting. So it's almost as if, so you said every single long form video is sponsored and you do one every other week. Um, and some of the shorts are sponsored, but the vast majority are not. Okay. That's interesting. So it makes sense that every one of your long form videos would be sponsored because of that amount of effort and time. And in your mind, you're probably thinking this brand is not just sponsoring the long form, it's also kind of sponsoring the two or
Yeah.
three shorts that go along with it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool because then that brand will benefit from those shorts because those shorts are
Mhm.
going to bring people over to that long form.
Yeah, and they're aware. They know
Good.
this. And so I think they're also more receptive. And I always tell them, I feel like, you know, sponsorship is always going to convert more when it feels genuine. And
Mhm.
as a viewer, even myself, when I see like one piece of content, like the long form content explaining what the app does and everything, I'll be more inclined to sign up rather than that app or website or platform being shoved down my throat like 4 times in a
Yeah.
span of, 4 pieces of content or a week. And so I think that's more genuine than just shoving it down like my audience throat.
And do you get feedback from the brands on how your sponsorships are converting for them?
So I never had to ask because almost every single one of them resigns.
Okay. So then that's a
Yeah.
good That's
So that
good.
explains it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Because if they weren't getting an ROI, they wouldn't come back.
Exactly. Like I've had, for example, Notion and Grammarly has been with me since I started. So when I had like
Mm.
6 months or 8 months into my YouTube channel, they've been sponsoring me consistently until today. So
Wow. Ha have you felt the pressure or at some point wanted to do more long form so that you can have more sponsorships?
well, I think I would always want that to be able to make more and more content just based off my, not even talking about the money side of things. Like I've always wanted, I'm such a perfectionist. I've always wanted to do the best that I can. And sometimes I get frustrated because I have uni and because I'm just human, I get tired and I'm stretched thin between two things, right? So I always want to post more, but I only recently come to terms with the fact that, you know, it's better to maintain the pace that I have now rather than speed run it and do so much only to burn out, because I've seen that happen so many times with other creators, and I've had the luck to be able to witness that from a third person point of view that I don't want to recreate that myself. And so I feel like 2 times a month, or and then short form content periodically and a break here and there is so much more sustainable than me pushing it out, earning a ton of money only to burn out. And then that would be losing money at the end. So it
Yes.
wouldn't be really smart.
Yes. And also it impacts your growth because when you
Definitely.
burn out, you lose the excitement for creating.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to create, and for anybody really, but for the types of videos you create and the amount of effort and the planning that's involved, you have to be really excited about it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
I
know?
am.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So let's talk because you talk about productivity on your channel. Let's talk a little bit about how you're able to maintain the schedule of being in university and then creating such cinematic content. What does a typical, say, you know, week in the life look like for you?
Not a lot of sleep and many tears. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
was really tough at first 4 years, which is basically like 90% of my journey so far. It was so tough. I cannot even explain to you how tough life was, because I've never actually revealed this before, but YouTube is the reason why I'm able to go to university.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the pandemic and everything, my family drained its finances. And they told me that I could go to university, but it had to be a local university. And I promised myself that I wanted to dream big and go overseas and feel what it feels like to live in a country with winter. Like Malaysia's summer all the time, right?
Hmm.
Like all
Hmm.
these things I actually even received my university packet welcoming me to their universities only when we realized that I couldn't afford to go. And I actually enrolled in a local university but dropped out because I wasn't happy with my course. It didn't have what I wanted to study. And so I was doing everything I could to earn money. And the funniest part was, when I started YouTube, I had no idea it was a source of revenue. Again, this was Malaysia, and this is Malaysia now, where we don't really see content as something that is available to us as a dream, as a career, because it feels so distant and far away for people in those big countries to achieve. And so when I started, it was purely from passion, but behind the scenes, I was doing everything I can to earn anything to bring myself overseas, which looking back now was almost, my attempt was almost pathetic, because the amount of money that I would need to study overseas was huge compared to what I was earning. And so it was impossible, to be honest. But when I received my first paycheck from YouTube, it was only like $200. 6 months into, or 8 months into starting my channel, but I just knew there was a huge opportunity there. So I told my parents, I was like, hey, I know the money that you have left for my education is supposed to stretch 4 years in Malaysia, but use that money, please, and send me to Australia. Like, I'll figure it out. And I have no idea why my parents thought it was okay to do that. They trusted me enough. And so I had enough money for 1 year in Australia, and that was it. right? Because I didn't want them to dip into their retirement fund. And so I told myself I have 1 year to earn enough to sustain myself in Australia, including living expenses and including tuition fees. And I had to pay everything upfront as well because I was an international student. And so YouTube was my lifeline for so long, for 2 years. It was like almost paycheck to paycheck because my cost of living was so high.
It's a lot of pressure, Faye.
Yeah, but no one knows this. Even now, like this is the first time I'm saying it actually. A lot of my friends also don't know this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because the way you create, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
it's from a place of passion.
Yeah.
That's hard to do when you're under so much pressure.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of effort. And I remember because I had like a partial scholarship as well going into Melbourne University. And I didn't want my grades to drop because I also wanted to do well. And so I was doing a science degree. So I also had laboratory time. So I would be waking up at 7, 8 a.m. to go to lab for 3 hours and then go to my lecture, and then coming home and scripting. Again, I had no help. And a lot of the reason why I had no help was because I had no time to train someone, actually.
Yeah.
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 Even when I had the money about a year or a year and a half into doing YouTube, like I had the disposable income and to try to train someone, I just had no time. I had no energy. I was so tired. But like the passion kept me going. But I have to be completely honest, like 2 years in, passion was not enough. It was pure grit and discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's wow. Okay. So, I mean, because so much rides, this can be really hard for people for YouTube. And this is
Mm-hmm.
what I found is that when there's a lot of pressure, so much rides on the performance of that
Mm-hmm.
next video. So, how would you handle then a video that maybe was an 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or didn't or were all of yours like top 3?
Oh, like some videos completely flopped. Like, obviously with any like career or anything on social media, nothing is ever linear, right? It's always up and down. But the thing is, I wish I could give you like a proper answer, but I was just completely delusional. I was completely, and only someone delusional would be able to like chuck themselves into a foreign country and just figure things out. But I was just so delusional. When I had 11,000 subscribers, I remember this vividly. I still have the screenshot on my phone. I would screenshot that number, not because I was proud of what I achieved, but because I thought to myself, when I reach 1 million, I want to be able to look back on these memories. It wasn't even like me trying to appreciate what I've achieved so far. It was like, when I reach 1 million, it was never if. Like I never even thought about reaching 100,000 or 500,000. It always when I reach 1 million and when that happens, like what I want to do and how I wanted to get there. And so whenever a video didn't perform well, like of course I would get like disappointed, upset. Of course, especially since I put so much effort and time into it. But having an academically vigorous degree helped. And I was also at one point doing an internship on top of everything. And I would just close my laptop and be like, you know what? Like life goes on. Like I was doing an internship on like that was developing medicine for cancer therapy patients, and it would just knock me back into reality. Like I understand, YouTube and social media is your life, but there are people here that are living really difficult lives, and I want to help them as well. So having a science degree really helped keep me, grounded and in check, and at the same time just knowing that things will work out. So I never dwelled too much on whether something was not performing, or whenever I took a break, I would take like a month-long break to study for my finals. And instead of being worried that my views and subscribers were dropping, I was just like, it's all right because when I come back, like my views and stats will fix itself.
Wow.
Delusional.
I love that though. I mean, I always say you've got to be delusional just to even get onto, even like I'd say at least 8 or 9% delusional, like every single person
Yeah.
that's on YouTube, you
I think I
know?
was 88% there.
I mean, you had a lot of things working against you. Like you said, like where you're located, the country, you didn't have the other people doing this. You were financially supporting yourself and your schooling. That's a lot.
hmm Yeah. But we're
So
here.
yes. So let's talk about what happened when you reached 1 million subscribers.
So I didn't even open my plaque for 9 months. So the problem with working so hard and not really taking a break is that you don't really stop to appreciate the work that you've done. And because I'm Chinese and it's so ingrained in our culture that if you want success, you have to work hard. It's almost as if it's ingrained into you that if you want any ounce of success, you have to expect that you will suffer a little bit for that
Mm-hmm.
success, right? For a
Mm-hmm.
season of your life. And so when I reached 1 million and I was so burnt out, I was so tired, I was like exhausted, I didn't even celebrate it. In fact, when I filmed the unboxing for my plaque, like 9 months later, I almost had to like sit before turned on my camera and be like, wait, I'm supposed to be excited for this.
Like,
Because at that point, yeah, yeah. And I remember I had like 5 minutes where I was just like surprised that I had to hype myself up because for so long this was like the goal, right? But I think because I was so tired and burnt out, I just didn't appreciate it. Yeah, even now, like for me, like hitting 100,000 views is like, my minimum for me, like at least like what I want to reach. But I know deep down that that is crazy. Like 100,000 is crazy. I don't even see 100,000 people in like maybe my lifetime, right? But I'm just so hard on myself. I think again because my channel for so long of its lifespan was based off of my survival, and so now it still feels like survival.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
sounds like you've been burnt out for a
Mm.
while.
Yeah.
Why haven't you quit altogether?
I don't want to. And I
Okay.
think, yeah, like I just like sometimes it's just a simple answer of I don't want to. Like I really love this. I could because I have a science degree and I have internships before, and so I could really easily pivot into a really traditional job. But I just don't want to. Like ever since I was young, I was always creative. I was either on stage or having a paintbrush in my hand. I was actually an artist before I started YouTube. And so if I didn't do YouTube, I would go to another creative avenue. And so if I wasn't burnt out from this, I would be burnt out from something else. And I would rather choose what I'm tired from doing. And right now, it's this. Like, I'm so happy being tired from doing YouTube. I would rather be tired from doing that than doing something else.
Yeah. So going back to my original question of what does that week in your life look like? Because you said a lot of
Mhm.
tears and not enough sleep. But what are you doing? Like what is that day, hour by hour? Like what are you doing exactly?
Including like my degree.
Yeah, because I'm curious how you fit
Okay.
in your YouTube along with your studying and your degree and all that.
Okay. So a typical week. Every single morning, because my manager is based in the US, I
Hmm.
would wake up to all the things I need to get done. So like, hey Faye, you need to get this brief done. You need to get this draft done. So the deal that I struck up with my sponsors and all of them know this is that I'll film a draft for them, but it's really casual. So I'll tell them all the points that I'll have in my video, but it's not done up. It's not using a professional camera, not edited at all, and they would check the script. And once the script is approved and the sponsorship is approved, they would give the green light and I'll film the actual video because that takes up the bulk of my time. But the draft is just for them to quickly approve it. So my manager would tell me every morning like what I need to get done. And so I would spend a few hours before class doing exactly that. So,
What time is that?
like 4.
So you
So
wake up
4,
at 4
5 a.m.
a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
4, 5 a.m. And then about 7 a.m., that is when my morning routine starts. So a lot of people think I wake up at 7. It's actually at 4. But I don't film that part. So
Okay.
at 7 is when I get breakfast. So every single morning I have a huge breakfast. And then that is when I'll get uni work done after that. So morning is actually just admin work. It's not even scripting for my videos.
Okay.
Just admin work. And then I'll use like an hour or two to get the homework or reading that I need to get done for the day. And then about 9 a.m. to afternoon, maybe 3, 4 p.m. is strictly for university. And that is when I'll vlog for my short form. So like my morning routine. Yeah. And if
Mm.
I want to hang out with my friends, it's always eating because I need to eat. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do two things at once. I'm gonna hang out with you and eat at the same time. So I would still go out with my friends, like for
But it's only
lunch.
while you're eating. Otherwise, it's
Yeah,
like you don't have time.
no, yeah. And they all know this. And if we're going out, I'm filming.
Yes. So
I'll tell
every
them.
single second of your day, if you're not in uni or studying for uni,
Hmm.
you're working on your YouTube channel,
Oh,
basically.
yeah. Yeah. So when I come back at like 3, 4 p.m., that's when the cameras turn off. If I'm not like, if I'm filming, which I usually am every other day. And
Okay.
then that's when the creative side comes out. So I'll have an early dinner, or I might not have dinner. Whoops. And then I would start scripting. Scripting takes a few days to like a week. Right? Because
Okay.
I need to like research because my videos are helpful. I want to research. I want to see the pain points. I'll ask my viewers like what they are thinking of. And usually at like 5 p.m., that's when I'll start editing short form videos. So from 5 to 9 p.m. is strictly editing the short form vlog. It takes me about 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every day.
And then after 9, 10 p.m., I'll usually have a snack. And then that's when I'll work again on my long form video.
Until
So
what
that's
time?
Monday to Friday. And then the weekend is strictly for filming.
So wait, in the weekday, when you're working on that long form video around 9 or 10 p.m., what time do you end and actually go to sleep?
Like 1, 2 a.m.
Wait, what? So you go to bed at 1 to 2 a.m. and then you wake up at 4 every day?
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah.
So every day you're getting 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah. 3, 4 hours of sleep. That's why when they ask me for sleeping tips or like I'm like, I don't have any.
Every day?
Yeah.
Do you ever like do a catch up on your sleep? Like, do you ever do a day where you just sleep?
Oh yeah, like when my period's coming, I pass out.
Okay. So like once a month, you just kind of like do
Yeah,
like,
like I pass out for like 4 days.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is so interesting. So you like 3 weeks out of the month, you're getting about 3 hours of sleep every night.
3, 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
3 or 4. Okay. Even on the weekends.
So yeah,
Okay,
so the
weekends.
weekends I get more sleep, but I'm more tired because for example, I'll get ready in the morning and the one video, like one of my long form videos, filming the B-roll takes about 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours. I vlogged this before. I usually vlog the behind the scenes for my Instagram. And so it usually takes me 2 days. So I think about like 2 semesters in, I arranged my classes so that I'll have none on like Friday or Thursday, and I'll use that time to film all the B-roll. And
Okay.
then I would spend like the next day, I would spend about 4 to 5 hours filming the actual A-roll, so me talking to the camera. And
Okay.
then I would stay up all night. I'll pull an all-nighter, maybe take a nap for 1, 2 hours, and then like just editing. So editing takes me about like now I can edit like a whole video maybe in like 15 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, but at the
Yeah.
time it would take me like 10-hour days. So that was my weekend.
Like every weekend.
Yeah.
And then you would just only sleep like a couple hours in the weekend, or how
Yeah.
much are you sleeping in the weekend?
2 to 3 hours maybe.
And the only time you get tired is around your period? Or are you
Yeah.
just tired all the time?
I'm tired all the time.
Oh, you
All
are
the
just
time.
tired. Do you drink
I'm just
coffee
tired
or
all the time.
caffeine?
Yeah. But only once a day because I don't want to be reliant on it. But I
Yeah.
take naps. So I take
Okay.
like one nap a day just to reset my brain. So for example, after coming back from school, I'll take like an hour nap and then do creative things. So every time I need to switch, I take a nap. Yeah.
And that's once a day.
Yeah.
So it's like switching from school. So switching from like school mode to content creator mode. It's like
Mhm.
you don't even have a normal human schedule because you're getting up at 4. It's like content creator mode. Do you take a nap between your morning, like at all, or is it just more in the afternoon?
Sometimes I take a 20-minute nap after breakfast because I get really tired after eating for some
Yeah.
reason, which is also the reason why like I try to have small meals rather than like an hour long big meal because I get really tired after eating. It's always been like that since I was a kid. And so I take a lot of small meals.
So when do you do stuff like laundry?
So like when I crash out during my period, that is when I stay on top of other things like laundry. At the time, like for about 2 years, I was living with my ex, my boyfriend at the time, and he was really, really great about maintaining our apartment because he knew I was working so hard. And so he was really, really great at that. But when we split, I was living on my own. And for 1 year, I swear it was the toughest year of my life.
Yeah.
Everything felt like a nuisance.
Yeah.
I would like bring over a lot of clothes or like keep a lot of clothes, so I don't have to do laundry as often. But the problem about me is that I cannot do anything halfway, including laundry. Like laundry has to be done a certain way. It has to be 100% dry. It has like
So
has to
you're
be done.
even like a perfectionist about your laundry?
Yeah.
So you're like that in everything in your life.
Yeah, which is so bad. It shouldn't be like that. I wish I was more like lax.
Are you lax about anything? I guess your sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. My sleep.
Oh my God. This
But I'm
is
taking a
so
break. I took a 6-month break from uni. I'm
oh,
going back in July. I took a
okay.
reduced study load. So I
Okay.
knew that this was not sustainable at all. Like I was
How long
very,
did
very
you do
conscious
this
on it.
for?
Like 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
This
so I did this
study.
for 3 years. But what kept me going so long was that I knew that this was not going to last. So I knew
You had an
that
end
I
date.
had like a deadline for myself. And so I wanted to reduce my study load like the third year of uni. So I
Okay.
started taking less subjects. And
Okay.
then yeah, and then last year I was like, okay, I have one subject left. That's the hardest one in all of my degree. Instead of stacking it on top of all my other subjects, I wanted to do it separately.
By itself. Okay.
Yeah. And so I took a leave of abs. And it's like all the stars aligned because like it's only offered in semester 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I have one semester off, which is from January to July this year. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna rest and recharge. I'm gonna recharge my creative batteries. I'm gonna like take care of my body, which I haven't been doing for really long. And I'm gonna take things slower. So I announced it to my followers. They were very, very understanding. You know, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be slowing down a little bit on uploads. I'm gonna be traveling a little bit. My videos are always there to help you out. I'm always on Instagram. So reach out if you need anything, but I'm slowing down. They're super supportive. And the fun fact is I actually started like posting more short form, but I actually enjoy it. And
Oh,
then I'm going back to uni in like July, August. Whoops. Yeah.
wow. Okay. So you had this 6-month break, but it was both a break from your studies and your YouTube channel at the same time.
Yeah.
And so did that impact your income though?
Actually, no, not really. Because like I have so many videos and they're all evergreen
Mm-hmm.
where my videos don't really like drop too much in views, like my monthly views. They don't fluctuate too badly because all my older videos are still getting a lot of views. So my ad revenue actually stayed the same. Yeah,
But what
it
about the
hasn't really
sponsorship?
dropped. Like my sponsorships, they're all aware that I'm taking a break, but those that have signed like monthly or bi-monthly like
Mm-hmm.
contracts, they're still going on because I pre-filmed them.
Yes.
Right? Or I
Oh,
get
okay.
the script done early so that, for example, I was in Thailand and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I told my family, hey, I need 2 days off to like get this done. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, sure, fine. They're more than happy. We'll go travel and like you can stay in the hotel room. And I got that video done. And so it's kind of like I'm still being productive.
Yeah.
But because I had prepared really well for this time period, it isn't like taking like too much of a hit
Yeah.
at all, to be honest. And because I'm taking this break, I'm so like pumped up and like excited and
Excited.
creative that I have so many things planned. And I'm waiting until like my break is, I'm forcing myself to have this break. Once my break ends in like June, which is next month, it's go again. And I'm so excited. Yeah.
So are you getting more sleep now?
Yes, I am. I'm like sleeping until 11 and like 10. It's great.
Good for you.
Thank
I feel
you.
honored that you got up early to talk to me. Like I can't believe you squeezed me in.
No,
Like
I'm like excited.
this is so great. Okay. Um so how much sleep are you getting now?
Really, like I'm still sleeping late only because I'm creative at night and I'm
Yeah, yeah.
ideating all the new ideas I have.
I had a
Still
feeling
sleeping
you were
like
gonna say
around
that.
midnight. Yeah,
Okay.
and like I am a bookworm. I love reading, and so I've been reading a lot, and I'm even getting more ideas because I'm reading, right? And then I sleep at around midnight by choice,
Mm-hmm,
not because
mm-hmm.
of work.
Yeah.
And then I get up at around like 10, 11 a.m. I like spend like still scripting, and I'm trying to hire a team now, so I'm training new staff.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
and
Because
then
in your time off, you said that one of the things you haven't been able to do is have a team because you haven't had a time to have the team. So was that also part of your plan in taking this
yes.
break?
Yes. So the
Okay.
moment I moved back from Australia, the first thing I did was posted everywhere that I was looking to hire. And
Mm.
so I did like a round of interviews, like a case study for them to attempt. And then like now I'm training up like a new editor. I'm also training up a new scripter potentially. And then also like I'm training like the current editor that I have, that my brother, he's helping out with everything. I want him
Okay.
to take like more on. And I finally have, more time to like train other people so that when I go back to university, I'm not stuck in that same trap. So it's been
Yeah.
really productive.
That is really well, I mean, you're always really productive, but like, I mean, you're like productive in a different way. It's like you're using your time off and as efficiently as and productively as possible.
Yes, and I'm taking care of myself.
That's good. I mean, that's really good because as a creative, it's like you have to get some type of recharge.
Uh-huh.
So when you go back to university in July, how do you now anticipate your schedule to look like with a team?
So it's been planned in a way where I will only have one subject coming back into university,
Okay.
right? So I'll have more. That subject has more exams, but because it's only one of it, like I'll have more time to spend elsewhere. And so with a team as well, like I never really traveled Australia before this. And so I really want to use the time to travel and vlog at the same time. I want to explore more, and also I want to use this time to transition out of purely just studying and productivity. I want to make it more productivity and lifestyle and tech, because as we grow up, we need more, you know, devices. We're all growing up, and I'm growing up with my subscribers. So I want to transition a little bit. And this is like the perfect opportunity because I'm studying less and I'm living more. And so I can give more advice on how to live because, I'm not spending all my energy like being sucked into my degree. And so I'm graduating as well. So like 6 months is the perfect amount of time to transition my content a little bit. And also like with a team, like I'll be able to make more content. So hopefully like it's going to cut down editing time, going to cut down scripting time. I'll be able to spend more time filming because that's something that I cannot replace. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm hoping to start like maybe a new content series. That's something that I'm really brainstorming right now. A new content series on short form, purely lifestyle advice. And then transitioning my content.
So you're going to be getting this immunology degree. Okay, a couple questions about that. Was there ever a point where you're like, you know what? I don't really want to get this degree anymore. My YouTube channel is blowing up. It has nothing to do with my, immunology degree or what you're studying. I guess it has to do with how you're studying, but did you ever consider quitting school at all or that path?
Yeah, a lot of people told me to drop out, especially
Mm-hmm.
my classmates. They're like, what are you doing here? You're doing really well and
Mm-hmm.
you're earning way more than what you would have, like working a traditional job in a science lab.
Yeah.
But it was never about like the job. Even for YouTube, like I know that sounds crazy because like I need the money. Like I'm not even gonna like act like I didn't need the money for 2 years of my life at that point, right? But like at this point, like the science degree is just something that I'm passionate about. What I do regret is choosing such a difficult degree. I
Mm-hmm.
don't regret the degree. I regret choosing such an academically vigorous degree. Like even in the science like space, right? Immunology is very challenging and so demanding. Like it requires like hours of lab every single week, and things like that. And so if I could turn back time, I would still pick science because it keeps me grounded, it keeps me up to date with what's going on in the world. And it keeps me also like less vain because social media is so vain. It's so self-centered. And doing a science degree has helped me so many ways. So I'll
Grounded.
still do a science degree. However, I would pick something that was less demanding. That
Like
is
what?
what I have regrets on. But then because I don't know, like maybe because I'm almost coming out of the other side, like I'm graduating soon, like, I cannot say I regret anything because I still did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still
Mm-hmm.
graduating with a good grade. Like I didn't barely pass. Like I'm doing well.
Yeah.
And because I didn't enjoy my degree necessarily, I didn't join any clubs and societies. I barely like did anything other than work and go to class. I actually really want to do my master's.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, so what's next for you
Yeah.
once you graduate?
So I'm actually looking into master's programs right now, and I really want to go to another country. So hopefully, or another city. So hopefully, I want to be in the UK and London. But then
Wow.
because the intake is in September and I'm graduating in December this year, I still have like 9 months to, rest and recharge and
Mhm.
take my content in a different space and transition and then launch this new phase of, I'm going to a new country, I'm going to starting a new phase of my life. And again, it's like new content. Like my subscribers are growing up, I'm growing up, and it's like new content that they can watch and it won't stay stagnant. And again, I feel really excited because I feel like I want to experience uni in the way that I want to rather than like
Mm.
tiring out the whole time I was in my degree.
And you think you'll be able to do that because you'll have a team in place?
Yes, and I'm more mature now. I was like a kid.
Well, how does being more mature impact the workload though?
Because first of all, I've streamlined all my work. A lot of the difficulty with the
Experience.
first few years was that everything was so new to me.
Yeah, you're
Like
learning.
no one taught
Mhm.
me anything. I had to figure it out.
Mhm.
And so like every little thing, even like cutting in iMovie, I'm in Final Cut Pro now, I upgraded.
Yeah.
But even that was so difficult,
Mhm.
and it would take hours. But now like I could like edit a video really quickly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I need to do when I film. I know exactly how to script a short form video, how long I need to take. And so a lot of that is experience and also maturity, where I also wouldn't waste time on, things that wouldn't like I would spend a lot of unnecessary time on. For example, I remember back in university, I would spend so much time thinking to myself, like, oh, I wish I had more time to go out. I wish I had more time to, be a normal student.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would I would have ironically enjoyed my university a lot more if I didn't spend so much of it mourning what I was experiencing. So yeah, going into a
Mhm.
master's program, like choosing the degree that I want now, like again, like something that I'm really passionate about, having a team and also having all my processes streamlined, it's just gonna
Yeah.
make the experience
A
so
lot
much more
easier.
enjoyable.
What are you gonna get your master's in?
Pharmaceutics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Gosh, it's all so interesting, but in a way, content on YouTube, you mentioned this too, is like maintaining your relevancy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like how Shorts has allowed you to remain relevant because you're attracting a new audience. But what also keeps you relevant is just taking people along this journey as you in life as you go through it. It's like you're doing something. It's not like you've decided to just say, you know what, I'm done with my immunology degree and now I'm going to just like be a YouTuber. No, not that there's anything wrong with that. I would actually totally understand and assume that's what you would do, right? You're like, oh, I'm
Most
done.
people do
Got
that.
my degree. Huh?
I think most people do that.
Yeah. But in some ways, like you doing this master's is going to ensure that you always have content
Mm-hmm.
and you're bringing people along on this additional journey that makes sense for the people that follow you.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wow, so interesting. Okay, so we're here at the end of the interview, but I want to do a rapid fire. I like to
Okay.
do this on every interview. So I'm going to do I feel like some of these you already answered though. But let's see. Okay, I got my notes here. I didn't even need to use my notes. This was like I was like on the edge of my seat this whole time, Faye. This was so good. I was like, tell me more. Okay. So rapid fire, you ready?
Okay, I'm nervous.
Okay. You don't be nervous. What camera do you use?
Sony ZV-E10 for long form videos, iPhone 17 Pro Max for short form videos, and also for both vlogging, I use my DJI Osmo 3. Yeah,
But the Sony ZVI-E10 is do you have a separate lens or did you just use a lens that it came
it's
with?
the default one.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. You do so much vlogging, so, not a lot of talking head, but what about lighting? What do you do about lighting?
So it's always just natural light.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I'm using my makeup mirror.
But you are.
But
Yeah,
I always recommend get a reflector. Get a reflector.
mm,
Those circle things with like the aluminum foil thingy. Like always get one so that you can direct the natural light to reflect on your face. If not, it's all like one dimensional and it's not really making your face look 3D.
yeah, because relying on natural light though, it makes your filming time a lot less flexible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Have
always have to film between like 2 and 4 p.m. That's when the lighting is the best.
mhm.
Um, Yeah, but if it doesn't look good, I'll just refilm the video.
Yeah. Oh, how often do you refilm?
Not often, maybe like,
Okay.
yeah, maybe once every 4 or 5, maybe like not often at all. But because my videos have so much B-roll, it is unnoticeable. Yeah,
Yeah.
every 2 or 3 seconds at the maximum, like something is appearing on screen, so it's
Yes.
unnoticeable. Yeah.
And you do that on purpose. I noticed that. Like it's like every couple seconds.
Yeah.
Do you like count?
Sort of unconsciously.
Yeah.
Like, because when TikTok was introduced, I knew that I had to modify my editing to accommodate the shorter attention span. So now all my videos are just like go, 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 go. I'm editing it as if it's a TikTok video.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a lot of work.
That's why the B-roll takes like 12 hours to film.
And your videos are not super long, huh?
No.
Yeah. And is that part of the reason? Like it looks like they're on average, I'll pull them up again, like 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah. Because I have this thing where I feel like you can explain anything in 10 minutes.
Oh, so that's like your thing.
Yeah, that's my thing, actually.
Ah, so like
So if
12,
you look at like
14.
for example, how I studied 19 hours maybe, or how to memorize everything, that's perfect.
Let me see how to remember. Yeah,
This,
this one here.
yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So I feel like you can explain anything in less than 10 minutes to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you can't explain it in that amount of time, it means that there are too many filler words or it's too long-winded.
So that's your rule.
Mhm.
Wow. So then do you really adjust your videos? Like, are there times where you do cut out a lot of fluff, or is it you have so much planning that that's it? You're good. Like,
There's
it's going to
so
be around
much
10 to 15.
planning that there's no doubt. And this
Mm-hmm.
applies to every area of life, right? When you plan really, really, really well, there's no area for doubt. So even my scripting, whenever I'm talking to the camera, every single line is scripted.
Do
There's
you use
no
a
thinking.
teleprompter?
No, I memorize it.
You memorize it?
Yeah.
How do you, I mean, I guess this is what you're teaching this video. So you
Yeah.
memorize every single script.
So I have, not the whole thing. So I have
Okay.
my laptop off camera.
Yeah.
And then I memorize 2 to 3 sentences and say it to the camera. So I flip.
Okay. You flip
So if
back
you
and
look at the raw footage, it's like back and forth, back and forth. But I feel like that's the most natural.
Yeah. What about when you're doing all the B-roll? Is all your B-roll generally not talking?
Yeah, none of the B-roll is talking.
Okay.
So it's just all like putting over, because whenever I'm explaining something, I want people
Yeah.
to like immediately be able to replicate it. Because if they're coming to my channel, most of the time they're already overwhelmed and they need help. The last thing I want them to do is come on here, feel like it's too difficult, or feel
Mhm.
like it's really hard to replicate, or feel like after this video they don't understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like when they watch my videos, everything is covered. Like even things like go get a paper and pen right now. This is what I'm gonna do. And you'll notice that almost every single one of my videos has like a free template or
Yes.
document or download. So I make those to make sure that when they finish watching my video, it can immediately start.
Wow. But it has to be done with like less than 15 minutes. So it's got to
Yeah.
include everything, but in less
Yeah.
than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. And so are you building up an email list with these downloads?
No. Because I don't plan on selling anything. And also, to be honest, I'm doing everything myself, basically. So like I did think about having actually the reason why I started was to make an email list.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like give tips, in the email list and hopefully like, launch an ebook or anything. But I think at one point I was just so stretched thin that I don't even have the capacity to launch something. Like even something as small or, like they say you can start an email list in like a few minutes or something like that. I don't even have the capacity to think about those few minutes. That was how burnt out and tired I was. So maybe I'll give a different answer to you in like 6 months.
Yeah.
But as of like until today, like I'm just happy with where I am. Maybe that's
Mhm.
not the smartest move, but that is what I'm able to do with what
Yeah.
I can do for these past few years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Cause it's like if you're doing a PDF or something, you think you'd be collecting emails at the same time, but how do you just it's like a link, you just here, just download it?
Yeah, it's like in the description box, or I'll tell them like, follow me on Instagram and then I'll DM you the link and everything like that. I remember I was getting so many emails within like a month or two. I was getting like tens, thousands, like 20, 30,000 within a really short period of time. And I got overwhelmed because I'm like, I don't know what to do with all these contacts. Yeah.
Why were they
And so,
emailing you? Oh, the contacts. Okay.
yeah, because I was telling them, to get the template, you need to give me your email. And then I was getting so much. I was
You were
paying so much
individually
money.
emailing them back?
Yeah. Because you have to understand, like I self-learned everything.
Yeah.
I had no idea what an automated, like at the time there was hardly any automation. It was so expensive. It was all in
Yeah.
USD as well.
Okay.
So I couldn't afford it. So I was just like, email me, I'll email you back.
How many emails were you emailing people back?
Like a crazy amount. The smartest thing I did in this whole very unsmart situation was making like a separate Gmail account. So now I never open it and like I never get those emails anymore.
Yeah.
But then like at that point, like again, I was doing anything I could to get subscribers. Anything, including manually emailing people back. And then they'll be like subscribing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were doing so much effort to like email me, and when I email back, and I'll make a separate like Canva template, like telling them everything, who I am, what I was doing, like subscribe for more, and the conversion rate was incredible.
But it wasn't
Yeah.
automated, so you're doing it individually to every single. You
Yeah.
were actually doing that.
Yeah. But the conversion was incredible, and I feel like it was worth it because like at that point, like I was doing anything I could to get like more subscribers.
Wow. And then now it's all automated.
No, yeah, now it's all, of course.
Yeah.
I think I would like drown.
Yeah, and with those DMs and stuff, you're including like a template, like, oh, make sure you subscribe. Like, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah.
But then again, I'm super cautious about things like that. Like even auto DMs and auto, like anything auto. Like I'm so conscious about that because what I noticed after tracking it for about a year is that the easier it is for people to follow you, the easier it is for them to unfollow. And I don't even mean that physically. Like they could follow you just to get the template and then not watch any of your content. So you have so many followers.
You don't want
but
that.
Then no one watches it, right? And I think that's the trap that I see with other, like especially on Instagram when they say like comment this, you'll get this template. Is that like you end up with these accounts that have an amazing amount of followers but like so little views. And so I'm actually willing to sacrifice the numbers on my platforms for the engagement that I get back. That's the reason why like every single one of my content gets like hundreds of comments, right? Like at the minimum it's also like 120 comments. It's because like there's the followers that do follow me are so engaged and they're genuine ones. They don't. So what I prefer doing is giving them the template for free, telling them like, hey, once you get this template, here are 2 other videos you can watch next, that you might enjoy. And if they enjoyed that content, they would naturally subscribe and they would naturally follow. And I rather that and have them be with me for years.
Yes. That's where that loyalty comes in.
That might be a hot take.
No, I mean, it's good. So I want to wrap up real quickly with a couple last questions about the income side of things. So, one of the questions I like to ask people is like, how much have you made from your highest viewed video?
One of them? Like the highest view was like 10K. Because my CPM is low because most of my countries are from Asia and
So
only like 30
US dollars.
Yeah, US dollars.
And then how many views is that?
4 million, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is
it's low.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started my channel in Malaysia, like it's Malaysian based. I only recently was able to change it to Australia. But then because of that, my channel is based in Malaysia and like my initial viewers were from Malaysia. It's more international now. But then like my CPM is still low. Yeah.
Even though your channel is all in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think YouTube bases it off of where you're located.
Which is crazy because like for a channel of like my demographic and like where I was from and everything, like my channel is so international. Like my friend, she has a YouTube channel and TikTok account that is also based in Malaysia. Her audience is 99% Malaysian. Mine is only like 15 or 13% Malaysian.
Yeah.
And then like 20% from India and the rest is international. And even then my CPM is not high. Oh, but that is still higher compared to, other channels that are in my area, which is such a pity. Such a pity. Yeah.
So when you say you were able to recently change it over to Australia, what do you mean by that?
So I was able to, I don't know how, like it wasn't available for a really long time, like years, but I was able to change where my location was based on Australia because I was living there for like 4 years.
Yeah. Did you ever reach out to YouTube and be like, I'm in Australia now. Can you like change my location?
It wasn't even an option to change it for so long. Yeah. And I recently checked it again and it just said there like, would you like to change your location? I was like, yeah, why not? You
And
know,
then what
so
happened?
hopefully I see a difference, but like I
Okay.
don't think so. But then
Oh.
again, like my ad revenue is like the passive side of things. The bulk of my income is like from sponsorship.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think so. And every long form video you do is sponsored in some way, shape, or form, but you're only doing 2 of those a month. And then some you're doing some shorts. Okay, got it. So sponsorships, AdSense, is there anywhere else that you're making an income?
Affiliate, but that's like negligible compared
Yeah.
to everything
Everything
else.
else. Yeah. All right. I think, gosh, we covered so much. I mean, what would, just to wrap this up, what would you tell somebody who's watching this and who either has a YouTube channel and they're kind of getting it off the ground or they're thinking about starting a YouTube channel? What would you tell them right now?
Act as if you already have 1 million. Act or whatever your goal is, right? Act as if you're already there. Because half of it is confidence. When you have confidence, it not only shows on camera, like the surface side of things, but you'll have the confidence to go and learn. You'll have the confidence to go and try. Because a lot of the difficulty when it comes to making content is self-doubt, right? Well, I'm not smart enough to learn all this really hard editing softwares. I'm not, techie enough to learn all these cameras. But when you act as if you're already there, it's like, no, it doesn't matter if it's 5 hours or 10 hours to learn this simple thing. Like it's worth it because I'm going to reach 1 million, tomorrow, no, tomorrow, but like in a year. And so all these steps stop feeling like a burden and it feels more as like just another thing to get through, another thing on your to-do list. And so even though it might not be reflected in the content that you're currently producing, because it takes time, quality takes time, but you'll get there because every single time you choose to improve your skills and improve the way you present yourself on camera, you're going to do well. It's a given, right? I know with social media, a lot of people say it's like a lottery where you need to be lucky, and that's true. But the harder you work and the more effort you put into improving your videos, because you can work really hard, but it's not reflected in your content. The more effort you put into improving your content, you will definitely succeed because your need for luck just diminishes slowly.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, and with YouTube, it's a very long form, long game platform. So, I mean, your goal isn't necessarily to go super viral right away because you might end up with subscribers and people that aren't. We've talked about this here. It's like the loyalty is super, super important. So it's almost like, growing over time and building that trust over time is much more valuable than just a lucky strike, at the beginning.
So if it brings any comfort to anyone watching, I've never like gone ultra viral. I've never like had people make videos about me, like how did Faye films go viral? Like who is like I've never had those videos made about me. That's when you know you go viral, right?
Yeah.
But like
everyone's
but
talking
I'm
about you.
doing well. I'm happy. And
Yeah.
I've reached a lot of milestones that I think people dream of. And so be happy with where you are now and always strive to improve, and you'll never ever be disappointed in the result.
Yeah. Well, Faye, thank you so much. This has been one of the most fascinating. I've done over 400 of these.
Really?
And yeah, this has probably been one of the most fascinating interviews I've done. So thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Really, I've had a lot of fun as well. Like I hope to see you soon as well. Like I hope I go to the US.
Yes. Let me know. I'm in San Diego. So if you ever come to California or the US, let me know. So
Same, if you ever go to Melbourne, like I'll be there in the end of the year.
I know one day I would love to go to Melbourne. I've never been to Australia, so one day it's on my list.
I'll take you on a personal tour.
I would love that. I would love it. All right, Faye, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.